Alright, sorry about that. The camera ran out of batteries. Alright, so I'm going to continue where I left off. So, yeah, the visit, just keep on going with what you have to get done until the patient has, the peer support have to leave. Visits vary between 5 or a little more, depends on how much time they could commit. It could be really long visits. With long visit, you could get more done, obviously, but roughly you want to aim from 5 to 7 visits, okay? Alright, so first material that you want to review with them after finishing all the survey, actually before you even go into to the lectures, you want to also tell them that they get a patient manual, like the patient. This is the patient manual. They're gonna, however, they're gonna be reading it a little faster than the patient. We expect them to read 2 sections instead of 1 at each visit, and they're gonna take a quiz. And same concept. If they get 80% for both, they get $5. If they get under, they get another try of taking it. Alright. So, actually, since there's 7 sections in the patient manual, the section 5, 6, and 7 will be within 1 quiz, and so they're gonna be reading the patient manual also. But that is the only thing they have to read at home and get quizzed on. Alright, moving on. So this is the lecture slides. Before I showed you how to open the lecture slides, and you come here. I'm not gonna go through each slide. You should know this. This is most of these stuff was said inside a patient manual. So you should know. Alright, so go through each one of them slowly. If they have questions, answer them. And that's that. After you want to finish these slides within and the surveys and everything within the first 2. You aim to finish the first 2 lectures, but like I said earlier, do as much as you can. Alright? After these lecture slides, you're gonna have, on the instruction sheet, there's gonna be a website, and that website is gonna be, that link will bring you to this thing on Proxy, or Pressy, and you also have a peer mentoring intervention manual over here. So this one is for the patient, and this one is for the counselors. Okay. What I would say to tell you to do is to read through the teacher's edition one, and and follow through each section. All right. Make sure you look at the one that the peer support will have too, because there's gonna be spots where he has to fill things out, and you want to make sure that as you go along they fill it out correctly. So back to the website. This website is just like it's very similar to the PowerPoint. First, you also play the Nicotine Monster. Play the video. This is a full video. The part where it talks about the Nicotine Monster is, I think, around the 28th minute of the video. So you could just jump ahead and go to that. Alright. Right, so like I said, this is like a lecture slide, but more interactive, I guess. You just keep on pressing next. But for instance, this part says, what is peer support? That is, you're going to want to ask the patient that, right? The patient should be able to answer that. Right here, section 3, what is peer support. So you want to make sure they could answer it and write down their answers. Okay, make sure. But in your teacher's edition, you also have the answers. All right. You don't have to tell them to copy the whole paragraph down, but you should at least have the definition of peer support, which is also on the lecture slides. Actually, before you even write down, show them this video, and then the definition of peer support is given right here, and you just keep on moving along. Alright? And that's the end of that section. There's going to be a quiz for each section just on this part, whatever's on this website. Same concept. They get $5 if they get over 80%. And you keep on moving through this section by section. There's not much to it. You want to go through them slowly. Alright, so and we're going to jump all the way to section 5, right? Section 5, there's going to be an exercise called story time. There's 2 stories in this section, right here. You want to read it to them aloud, and on the next page, you want the peer support to compare the 2 stories. One is really good result, and one is really bad. Right? And then you move on to the video. This is a video. It's 5 minutes long, but within this video, there's 6 different scenarios. Just make sure you know when each scenario ends, and you pause it and you discuss it. Ask them these questions and tell them to answer which you have to answer to. Okay? Like I said, there's 6 scenarios. Make sure you know each of them. Pause after each one and talk about it. Now, so that's the end of section 5. Now, section 6, it says role play. So, what we're doing here is that we're gonna ask the patient, peer support to go into the patient room. So plan this accordingly with the elder counselor that's doing the patient. And they're gonna sit together within a room, and we're gonna talk about some of the situation the patient would have that might cause them to smoke. And then we're gonna have the peer support to answer, throughout to use the skills that they learn from us to help support the patient, like maybe throw out suggestions for the patient, or listen to the patient, or change some of the stressful thing that the peer support might be doing. So it's kind of like practice, so we could see how what the peer support learned. All right. So that's pretty much role play. Spend about 15 to 20 minutes on it. Usually it's fun. Patient will have, the peer support and the patient will have a fun time talking about things, talking together, which is good. I think it's a good exercise. Now session 7. So session 7 for me, I think it's more about a review of what was said throughout the previous 6, and kind of make sure reinforce some of the stuff that the patient learned, kind of throw some situation out, and see if they could, and see how the peer support can react. And you could, if there's something you're not too happy about, or some of the stuff they're saying, that you could correct them and tell them maybe you should do this or try something else. Okay. And that's pretty much the end of the all the lectures kind of portion and exercises. So before, also at the end of the last visit, there's gonna be another brief peer support and peer interaction survey at the end of this. You want to tell them to take it again. It's the same exact survey as the one they took at the beginning. So tell them to take it again at the end. And we want to see if anything changed since. Other than that, that's pretty much it. The compensation for them is $15. Every visit is the same. $5 for passing quiz, and they also, a little different from what the patient is getting, is that they also get 10% what the current patient that they're trying to support is getting as well. Okay, like all other visit, and each visit with stopping the auto recording, and that's pretty much it. Okay, all right. If there's any question, please ask Dr. Wen. Thank you.